That's the one thing about our audience. They always want a new guy to break through the glass ceiling.
All you have to do is just be real.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, talking is done, you're out of your class, no sleep till Brooklyn, The Rock whips your ass. Woo!
I wish you and King would quit talking.
Welcome to Around the Ring, episode 56. It is Wednesday, February 24th, 2016. I'm your host, Dave Brown. This is just a real quick episode. I haven't done the show in a while, been super busy, and just letting folks know I'm actually taking a break. Around the Ring is going on a hiatus. I'm sure it'll be back before... And my plan is to do a preview episode before WrestleMania. I do a WrestleMania post show. Probably one of those will be with Michael from Wrestling Express. But between now and then, I've got a lot of other stuff going on, and I just need to take a break. I have had a hard time keeping up with everything, and it's just time for me to take a breather. So yeah, that's that. I haven't even watched all Fastlane. I didn't watch Shane McMahon's return to Raw last night. I haven't seen Lucha Underground in 2 weeks. I didn't see last week's NXT. I'm very far behind. So, yeah. I did see that great clip of Finn Balor doing the Bayley entrance, which was incredible. So that's great. And I did see the clip of Joey Ryan proposing to his girlfriend in the middle of a match and then pinning her. I thought that was fantastic. And then the John Cena getting the ponytail slap by the announcer who could not see him. That was pretty fantastic. But yeah, I do know, I mean, WrestleMania, it's going to have Roman Reigns against Triple H for the title, world title. Yawn. Brock Lesnar is going to take on Dean Ambrose. That could be a lot of fun. And Shane McMahon is going to face The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell for the right to control Raw. So who knows? There's all this talk about a brand split again and yada yada. And I don't know, man. It's not like they did the brand split well the first time, but if they really did create it as two separate shows, have two sets of titles, I'd even go so far as to not just call it Raw and SmackDown, give it, make up a name like NXT, give each one a 3-letter brand name. Let's make this real brand, separate titles, the whole kit and caboodle. And then occasionally, on pay-per-views, have people meet up, he could have cross-show things happen from time to time. But, yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, ever since Daniel Bryan, Jesus, retired, I've lost a lot of interest. Hell, I didn't even get a chance to talk about that. Tell you what, that speech choked me up. That, I watched it a couple times, and I cried harder the second time I watched it. Daniel Bryan, to me, represents everything good about professional wrestling. And just on top of that, he seems like a super great guy. And he's leaving, and it sucks. It's good on the one hand that he is not going to be a cripple. And that's very important. So I'm glad he's going to be able to go off and have a good life with his wife, have some kids. I'm sure they're going to be great parents, especially him. I don't know diddly squat about Brie Bella, but if Daniel Bryan thinks she's awesome, then she's got to be okay. So, but with him being gone, that sucks. And I mean, there is some bright stuff. I mean, you've got Dolph Ziggler, who always puts on great matches. You've got Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Cesaro when he comes back from injury, Seth Rollins when he comes back from injury. So they're great people in WWE. NXT, of course, is just killing it left and right, especially with the official announcement that Shinsuke Nakamura is signed to NXT and is heading down there. That's going to be just unbelievable. I can't wait to see that. But yeah, I need to take a break. I've got other stuff going on. I really want to focus on my music site, Oklahoma Lefty, my music blog. I've just been itching to work more on that. Plus, I've got a lot going on with my work. I've got at the end of March, there's a state conference for the Oklahoma Library Association state conference. I'm doing a presentation on comic books as folklore. So I've got to finish getting ready for that. My good friend Steve and I are doing a nerd podcast on Sundays. Well, theoretically we are. We're working on it. We have an episode we recorded. I have not had a chance to edit it and upload it, but I will. And one of the reasons why I decided to do this episode, even though it's a super quick one, is because the show is hosted on as part of a channel that hosts a lot of other shows. Occasionally, people will make a mistake and upload a show on my part of the feed, and when that happens, those shows show up on iTunes and Spreaker and Stitcher and TuneIn, and I wanted to have the most recent show that you see on all of these be mine. That way people know it's mine. And what sucks is when people do that, I can go in and remove it from my feed and fix it and put them where they need to go. That's not a problem. Unfortunately, though, once it pushes out to all these other places, it's stuck there. And it's nothing against the people who do other shows on the Spark Radio Network and K98 Talk. It's nothing. These are great folks. Just the vast majority of them are political in nature, and also politically they're from a political ideology that is drastically different from my own. So for the handful of people who might actually want to listen to this show, I don't want them to come here and have to wade through something else to find this actual show. In the meantime, I still will be following wrestling, and I am looking forward to WrestleMania. Hopefully they put something good together. I would suggest that, well, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably already listening to other wrestling podcasts. But if for some reason you're not, i.e., the friend of mine who listens to this show, who doesn't really follow wrestling very much anymore, but is a good friend and listens to this show, I suggest 3 podcasts to listen to. They're ones that I pretty much listen to each and every week. The first one is the Solomonster Sounds Off. You can find that at thesolomonster.com. It is the best wrestling podcast out there, period. It's a fan done. All of these are fan podcasts. For whatever reason, I can't get into the ones that are done by actual wrestlers, except Colt Cabana's show is pretty good, depending on who he's got on, and Sam Roberts can be pretty good, but he's not one of the ones I'm recommending. So, the Solomonster Sounds Off, hosted by Jason Solomon, otherwise known as the Solomonster, at thesolomonster.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Solomonster. Great fucking show. Outstanding show. Highly suggest that. Next up is Wrestling Soup, hosted by Anthony Missionary Thomas and Joey Numbers. You can find them at WrestlingSoup.com or at Wrestling Soup on Twitter, or at Joe Numbas, Numbas. They are hilarious. Just off-the-wall funny. Great show. And the other is a show called Shake Them Ropes. And I cannot remember the 2 guys' names. I actually found them through Stitcher, looking for wrestling shows. They are a part of the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network, which you can find at voicesofwrestling.com. And you can find them on Twitter at Shake Them Ropes. Those are the 3 I suggest listening to every week. They are fantastic. So, yeah, that's it. I got to go get ready for work, but I wanted to do a quick update, let folks know what's going on, and and I will see you close to WrestleMania. Take care, everybody.
You've been listening to Around the Ring on the Spark Radio Network. All you have to do is change your point of view. And believe.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. Damn! Woo!
This sucks more than anything that I've ever sucked before.
What? It's for charity.